including the Yes Men. Thank you very much for coming. Come on in.
Because I'm really inspired by the Yes Men. I'm a social activist, and I think media is a really great way to spur social action. So.
Moi, je n'étais jamais venue encore à Cinéma Politica, donc j'avais envie de ne pas rater la dernière, et parce que les Yes Men m'intéressent beaucoup.
And I read about it in the Mirror, and I was like, oh, it sounds interesting. I think we need more stuff like this.
I'm very pleased to tell you that both Yes Men made it here in one piece. It's an amazing feat, especially considering one drove from Brooklyn in a snowstorm, so it's a very special night. We're very excited to have them here. We've been trying to get them here for 4 years, and we're going to have a Q&A discussion with them after the screening tonight, but I'd like to invite Mike and Andy up here now to introduce the film. Thank you.
Wow, clearly the drive up was well worth it. This is amazing. We expected to trudge through the snow and find an empty auditorium. So thank you all so much for coming, and we'd like to thank the Cinema Politica organizers because, well, without them organizing it, I guess we wouldn't be here. And this event, like many others that we're doing where we travel around and do this sort of physical presence thing, is what's paying for what we're doing now, which we'll tell you more about after the movie. But for now, I think I've said enough.
Maybe we'll tell you a little bit about it right now. But not much. Just basically that as you're watching this movie, enjoy it. Parts of it are funny, parts of it are stupid, but enjoy those parts too. But think of how you can use whatever it is that you're seeing on the screen and how it can serve you. This is obviously a super active, politically crowd, and just think whatever you're working on, whatever you care about, think about how what we do could help you, and then afterwards be ready to pick our brains, and we'll open them up and pull out whatever we have. So, thanks.
The whole thing is that right now we're trying to involve more people in the kinds of actions that we're doing and or that we're facilitating, because most of what we do now is work with organizations to help them realize their projects using whatever techniques we've used in the past. And so when they have a project that's happening somewhere, like let's say there was an organization in Montreal that was doing something, then we would email all of you who had signed up who are from Montreal and say, hey, do you want to participate in this thing? And there would be some way for you to hook in.
In the movie, it seemed like there was a lot of sort of anti-free market, anti-capitalist rhetoric, or whatever you want to call it, ideas. And I said that respectfully. But I'm wondering, you don't seem like communists either. I wonder, are you for sort of basically a more moderate political atmosphere, like centrist, or something completely different?
What are we? What are you?
I don't know, I'm not Chinese, and I don't live in China, so I'm not Saudi Arabian, and I don't think that's a really good excuse to leave things as bad as they are, because we're not worse. Yeah.
We're anti-capitalists, don't get me wrong. We're anti-capitalists, we are, because capitalism is a machine that's designed to destroy us. Now, the quickest route, it's a machine that's designed to eventually consume us all, along with it. It's a great idea until you look at the future. But it's, but it is the system that we're living with right now. And the best way maybe to move forward in the short term might be to regulate it so that we have a smart kind of capitalism that rewards things that we know to do good and punishes things that we know to do bad. But that's not a free marketplace. That's a regulated marketplace with capitalist incentives, which we could live with. I could live with that if it was smartly done. I don't know, well I said we, but you know. But
we've been threatened numerous times with lawsuits for attacking their name for using the media. And it looks like it's something that the yes men do really well at attacking image, using the media, using the names of corporations. And I wanted to know, or pick your brains a little bit tactically about how you manage that, how you cover yourselves, how you get away with that, and what your tools of defense are.
Wait, specifically the question was how we cover ourselves?
Yeah.
Oh. We don't. We don't. Yeah. I guess that was a lot simpler.
Right now we have a lawsuit with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, which is the largest lobbying organization in the world, although they masquerade as some official entity that's part of the U.S. government. They're not. They fight the government. They sued us because we impersonated them last year, and that lawsuit is still pending. The reason why no other corporations have sued us is probably because they recognize that it is what we want. We've been trying to get sued for years.
I just have a quick question asking you to respond to people who are critical about these kind of culture-damage practices and would say something like they don't actually produce any sort of accountability from these companies aside from making a kind of media splash or smear campaign. How would you respond to that? And actually, have you had any kind of situation where a company has popped out of the woodworking and tried to do the right thing after the media disaster?
No, I'd say that's absolutely true. That we haven't. It isn't about talking to the company. We aren't interested in dialoguing with Dow. We did not expect Dow would do the right thing after this, or that Halliburton would stop being Halliburton, or whatever. That's just not the goal. And I have a problem with corporate campaigning often for that same reason. Like any campaign attacking a corporation that doesn't look at the long-term legislative goals. Like, corporations should not be allowed to do what Union Carbide did in Bhopal, and a corporation like Dow should be forced to pay up, and Halliburton should not be allowed to be Halliburton, and so on. It's not, culture jamming for the sake of throwing an egg on the face of a big corporation is silly, unless it's looking at what the next step is. And in our case, we do it because it makes audiences laugh, and then hopefully afterwards, the laughter turns a bit sickly, and gives you a stomach ache, and then you just have to get up and do something.
Thank you for the movie. I think it takes a lot of courage to do what you're doing, and it's funny, and I can't live with capitalism myself, but my question is, what are you trying to achieve exactly, other than like maybe giving some awareness to people? Like, what are you actually trying to achieve? And what are you expecting from people here and other people who watch this movie to do after they see this?
We want to inspire people to do more of this. Like an audience like you guys, many of you are activists, we want to make you laugh and enjoy a movie. And we want to communicate that the structure, the power structure is full of fissures and could easily crumble. Change is definitely possible, and I think it's obvious when you just walk into it. And it does crumble. Things change dramatically from time to time, and you don't always know exactly why. And we want to inspire people to jump at opportunities to change things.
And we want to be part of a movement that changes things. So, we're doing our little thing, and all of you out there are doing your things, and together we're going to do it.